I'm Diana Steele, and I'm here at Fresh Street Market in West Vancouver talking about sugar. The World Health Organization is recommending that we keep our sugar intake to no more than 5 to 10% of our total daily calories, which is about 25 to 50 grams of sugar per day. Well, if you have a look at your yogurt container, for example, a yogurt serving can have up to 26 grams of sugar in it already. That's just 3/4 of a cup. So keeping track of your sugar could be a really big eye-opener. Health Canada is starting to make some recommendations as well. Their limit is closer to 20% of our total calories, which makes it up to 100 grams of sugar. And I think that's still a bit too high. Aiming more towards the 10% is probably a better recommendation. Research has shown that people that consume 25% of their calories from sugar or more have 3 times the risk of dying from cardiovascular disease than those that have a 5%. So it is really important to lower our sugar intake. So where is our sugar coming from and how much are we actually getting? Well, the average Canadian is consuming 26 teaspoons of sugar a day, which works out to 20 bags, 2 kilo bags of sugar per year, per person. 20 of these. That's a lot of sugar. So how can we actually lower our sugar intake? Well, one of the first things to think about is what you're drinking. And of course, having something like a can of pop is going to give you, 9.5 sugar cubes worth of sugar, 9.5 teaspoons. That's a lot of sugar in there. 45 grams of sugar already in 1 can of pop. And so having 2 of those, you'd hit the limit for Health Canada's guidelines. So eliminating those sugar beverages, what else are you going to drink? Well, of course, our water, tea, sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon. Also, thinking about the beverages that actually provide you with nutrients. If you do get a few calories from them, no problem, but make sure there's no added sugar. Something like Almond Fresh, unsweetened. This only has 35 calories in it, and there's no added sugar. It's an almond milk that's fresh in the dairy case. And then you can use this in lots of different ways. So you could put that on your cereal, of course. You could put it into a smoothie, and you can cook with it in your macaroni and cheese or your quiches, that kind of thing. So this would be a great way of adding in some calcium, but also keeping your calorie and sugar intake low. Another thing to think about when you're trying to reduce your sugar intake is what you're adding onto your foods. So things like jams and syrups, they are also very high in sugar. And so reducing the amount of those type of ingredients that you're adding to your foods and thinking about different flavorings. So other flavorings might be things like cinnamon or nutmeg or ginger. Also, you can look at almond extract or vanilla extract, and that could be a great way to add some flavor to your plain yogurt and to fruit crumbles and things like that. You can also try to reduce your sugar intake by controlling your sugar cravings, and so that's why I've got this chocolate bar here, which we know is very high in sugar. But sugar craving is going to happen when you've waited a little bit too long to eat and you're hungry. And so if you can add a snack in between your meals and not wait more than 4 hours to eat, possibly having some berries, you could use a banana in a smoothie with the Almond Fresh unsweetened milk and some berries, make a smoothie, have that mid-meal, or even just have the banana. That will top up your blood sugars and control your sugar cravings, which will help, of course, in the long run. Read your food labels so that you know what's actually in the product, and check to see how much sugar is in there. Soon the food label will actually indicate how much added sugar there is. Right now it indicates only the total amount of sugar, which is also the sugar that's found within the product. And we want to know how much is normally found within, for example, yogurt, and then how much has been added to sweeten the actual yogurt. So then you'd be able to make some better food choices. And with our percent daily values being listed eventually, once we have Health Canada's recommendations, that will also give us a guideline as to how much sugar we're consuming in our particular meal. So finding ways to reduce your sugar, cook at home more often, look at your recipes, consider dropping 1/3 of the sugar that you normally add to your muffin recipes, and you'll find that you can have just as much delicious taste with less sugar. So looking at your sugar, how can you cut it back today?
Diana, if you want to know more, if you have other nutrition questions, you can contact Diana 604-739-3290 or check out our website, eatingforenergy.com. You can also follow Diana on Twitter at eatingforenergy.